South Park didn't just poke fun at Rachel Zegler. They torched her, Disney, and the entire Snow White remake in a blaze of savage satire. The internet's erupting, fans are cheering, and Zegler's caught in the crossfire of a cultural firestorm. What happens when an unstoppable comedy force meets a $300 million flop? Chaos, humiliation, and a brutal takedown you won't believe. Let's rewind to October 2023. South Park drops Joining the Panderverse, a Paramount Plus special that trips into Disney's obsession with remakes. The target? Their live-action Snow White, starring Rachel Zegler, set to hit theaters in March 2024 but already leaking disaster vibes. Trey Parker and Matt Stone, the mad geniuses behind South Park, smell blood in the water. They don't hold back. In the episode, Cartman's having nightmares, waking up in a world where he's a diverse female character. Why? Because Disney's Bob Iger and Kathleen Kennedy swapped him out for pandering points. It's a direct shot at Zegler's casting. And Disney's diversity push. The internet loses its mind, clips go viral. Fans cackle as the show exposes what they've been muttering online for months. This Snow White's a train wreck. Context matters here. Disney's been churning out live-action remakes, Lion King, Aladdin, Little Mermaid, raking in billions despite mixed reviews. But Snow White? Different beast. Zegler, a 23-year-old Latina actress, lands the role of a princess famously described as skin white as snow. Cue the outrage. Right-wing commentators scream, woke casting. Fans of the 1937 classic call it betrayal. Then Zegler opens her mouth in 2022 interviews, torching the original fairy tale. She says it's dated, creepy, a stalker prince and a helpless princess. Her version? No romance, just empowerment. The backlash explodes, Disney's sweating. Test. Screenings bomb. Rumors swirl of reshoots costing millions. South Park sees the mess and pounces. The episode's genius is its precision. It doesn't just mock Zegler, it skewers Disney's whole strategy. Bob Iger's cartoonish stand-in brags about swapping characters for diversity, only to churn out shallow cash grabs. Kathleen Kennedy's there too, pushing the message over story. The Panderverse is a warped mirror of Hollywood. Every franchise, rebooted with forced inclusivity, every hero replaced. Cartman's rant about losing his identity hits fans where it hurts. They've watched Disney tweak classics before. But this feels personal. X lights up with reactions. One post nails it. South Park just said what we're all thinking. Disney's pandering's out of control. Another calls it the funeral for Snow White 2025. The sentiment's clear. People are fed up. Zegler's response doesn't help. Early 2025, after the episode airs, she's on X firing back. She calls out the mockery, defends her role, but it's shaky. Posts claim she's in tears, snapping, melting down. Hyperbole, sure, but the optics are brutal. She's young, untested. West Side Story was her big break. Hunger Games prequel flopped. And now she's the face of Disney's misfire. Her old comments resurface. Free Palestine tweets, jabs at Trump voters. Critics pounce, saying she dragged politics into a fairy tale. Supporters argue she's a scapegoat, a kid caught in a culture war. Either way, South Park's satire sticks. It's not just her. They're laughing at Disney's hubris. Let's talk money. Snow White's budget balloons past $300 million with reshoots. Compare that to Little Mermaid's $250 million haul. It barely broke even. Disney's banking on nostalgia, but the trailers drop in 2024 and the vibe's off. No dwarves, just magical creatures. Zegler's Snow White is a leader, not a damsel. Gal Gadot's Evil Queen looks stiff. Test audiences call it preachy. Box office projections tank. Forbes whispers it might not crack $200 million worldwide. South Park's timing is impeccable, airing just as the cracks show. They're not predicting failure, they're dancing on its grave. The satire's layered too. Beyond Zegler, they hit. Hollywood's diversity obsession. The Panderverse swaps Stan, Kyle, Kenny, and Cartman for women of color. It's absurd, over the top, and nails the critique. Change for change's sake flops without soul. Disney's not alone. Netflix, Marvel, they're all in the crosshairs. South Park's been doing this forever. Remember the Hobbit episode trashing Kanye and Kim? But this feels sharper. Maybe it's the stakes. Disney's untouchable, right? Not anymore. Fans cheer because it's cathartic. Someone's calling out the machine. Zegler's casting sparks the loudest noise. Back in 2021, when she's announced, the debate ignites. Traditionalists argue Snow White's a German fairy tale. Pale skin's the point. Zegler's Colombian-Polish roots don't fit, they say. Defenders counter it's a fantasy. Skin color's irrelevant. Disney doubles down, saying it's about modern values. Then Zegler's interviews drop. She's blunt. The prince is out, empowerment's in. Fans who grew up with the 1937 film feel slapped. X erupts with memes. Zegler as a warrior princess, dwarfs as woke activists. South Park grabs that anger and runs. Cartman's freakout mirrors the audience's. What happened to my Snow White? Disney's scrambling by late 2024. Leaks say they're tweaking the film, adding songs, softening the girl boss edge. Too late. South Park's already landed the punch. The episode's viral, 10 million views on Paramount Plus in weeks. YouTube reactions pile up. South Park destroys Disney. Rachel Zegler humiliated. Comment sections overflow. One guy writes, Trey and Matt are the last bastions of truth. Another, Zegler's career's toast. Harsh, but the vibe's real. Disney's silence is deafening. No clapbacks, just damage control. Let's dig into Zegler's arc. She's 21 cast, fresh off. Spielberg's West Side Story. Critics love her. She's a rising star. Hunger Games. Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes flops in 2023, but Snow White's her shot at A-list status. Then the interviews tank her goodwill. She's brash, unfiltered, calls the original Snow White weird, dismisses romance, PR nightmare, Disney's execs cringe, fans don't want lectures, they want magic. South Park smells weakness. They don't caricature Zegler directly, too easy. Instead, they mock the system that propped her up. She's collateral damage. The cultural angle's juicy. Disney's been pushing diversity. Halle Bailey's Ariel, now Zegler. It's Apaturn. South Park's take? It's shallow. Pandering isn't representation, it's marketing. The episode's fake Iger boasts about diverse profits, but the stories feel hollow. Fans notice. Little Mermaid made money, but the buzz was meh. Snow White's tracking worse. X posts vent. Stop ruining classics. South Park amplifies that frustration, turning it into comedy gold. They're not anti-diversity, they're anti-fake. And Zegler's the poster child by accident. Numbers don't lie. By April 2025, today's date, the film's out. Opening weekend, under $50 million domestic. Critics shred it, 42% on Rotten Tomatoes. Audiences give it a C+ cinema score. Compare that to Cinderella 2015, $200 million opening, 83% approval. Disney's bleeding cash. South Park's prophecy holds. Zegler's name trends, but not for glory. Ex-users pile on. She killed Snow White. Supporters fight back. She's just the actress, blame Disney. The debate's a war zone. South Park's history fuels this fire. They've trashed celebs, Tom Cruise, Kanye, Trump, but companies, that's their sweet spot. Disney's a Goliath. South Park's David with a slingshot. The streaming wars mocked Paramount Plus itself, so no one's safe. This time, they're surgical. The Panderverse isn't random. It's a middle finger to remake culture. Zegler's the lightning rod, but Disney's the target. Fans love it because it's fearless. One X post sums it up. South Park's the only show with guts left. Zegler's team tries spin, interviews post-flop frame her as a victim, bullied by trolls, mocked by satire. It's half true. She's young and over her head. But those 2022 quotes haunt her. Dismissing the original film wasn't smart. Nostalgia's a beast. South Park thrives on that misstep. They don't need to quote her. The vibe's enough. Cartman's tantrum says it all. Give me back my childhood. It's exaggerated, sure, but it resonates. Disney bet on Zegler's edge. South Park bet on fans' loyalty. Guess who won? The fallout's messy. Disney stock dips. Analysts cite remake fatigue. Zegler's next gig's uncertain. Hunger Games flopped. Snow White's DOA. She's not done, but she's bruised. South Park, untouched. Season 27's coming, and they're already teasing more chaos. X buzzes with theories. Next, they'll roast Marvel. Maybe. They've got ammo. Disney owns that too. Zegler's name fades from headlines, but the sting lingers. Disney's licking wounds, rethinking strategy. Step back. Why's this blow up? Culture's fractured. Half the audience craves new takes, half guards the old. South Park exploits that gap. Zegler's a symbol, right or wrong, of change gone rogue. Disney's gamble fails because it's tone deaf. Empowerment's fine, but shredding a classic? Risky. South Park doesn't care who's right. They just want laughs. And they get them. Millions tune in, share clips, meme the hell out of it. Zegler's humiliation's a byproduct. Disney's the real corpse. The episode's replay value's insane. Every line's a zinger. Cartman's "I'm not a girl" meltdown. Iger's "diversity equals dollars" speech. It's quotable, brutal, and sticks. YouTube's flooded. Reaction vids, breakdowns, rants. One creator calls it South Park's best in years. Another says Zegler never stood a chance. The algorithm loves it. Views soar past 15 million by now. Disney can't compete. Snow White's trailers? 2 million, mostly hate watchers. Ouch. Zegler's defenders push back. They argue South Park's unfair, punching down at a 23-year-old. Valid point. She didn't write the script or greenlight the budget. But optics don't care. She's the face, the voice. Her swagger in those interviews sealed it. South Park doesn't do nuance. They do sledgehammers. Disney's the architect, Zegler's the billboard. Fans don't forgive. X is split. She deserved it, versus leave her alone. No middle ground. Disney's track record haunts them. Mulan 2020 flopped. Cultural missteps. Cruella? Fine, but niche. Snow White's their third strike. South Park smells weakness. They've mocked flops before. Remember A Million Little Fibers trashing Oprah? But this hits different. It's not just a bad movie. It's a bad idea. Zegler's casting, the rewrites, the budget. It's a house of cards. South Park kicks it down, and the crowd roars. What's next? Disney's got more remakes. Hercules. Lilo and Stitch. Will they pivot? Doubt it. They're stubborn. South Park's watching, ready to strike. Ziegler's career? She'll bounce back. Talent's there. But the scar's permanent. X keeps the fire alive. Rachel Zegler Snow White trends weekly. South Park doesn't need sequels. The damage is done. Disney's bleeding, fans are laughing, and the culture wars got fresh fuel. Let's zoom out. Comedy's power is chaos. South Park wields it like a blade. Zegler's a casualty, sure, but the real story's bigger. Hollywood's addicted to remakes. Safe bet's gone sour. Disney's not invincible. South Park proves it. The episode's a time capsule, 2025's fury. In 44 minutes. Zegler's name's tied to it forever, fair or not. Disney's loss is their gain. The internet's still buzzing. Clips, GIFs, hot takes. It's not dying down. Think about this. Snow White's flop isn't just numbers. It's a signal. Audiences want stories, not sermons. South Park gets that. Disney doesn't. Zegler's caught in the middle, a kid who dreamed big and crashed hard. South Park doesn't care. They're already hunting the next target. Who's it gonna be?